Morning, day 2 of our adventure in Norway. It's been a bit interesting overnight. We had some fairly heavy rain. It's just drizzling at the moment. I'm not sure what we're going to do today. We'll probably go down to one of the beaches. There's one in particular beach that's got some very attractive sand patterns which might work even if it's raining. As far as visibility goes, as you can probably see, it's not exactly very good, but we'll see what happens. Make the most of the day, that's the trick. I'm glowing red, someone's put some brake lights on. So I'll leave it there and I'll come back to you when we've arrived on site. Okay, we're heading off to the next location. It's a rocky beach. I think I might have mentioned that. It's a rocky beach and it's at the foot of the mountain, which is about to come into view in probably 8 or 10 seconds time. So in the distance on the left in front of us, there's two really craggy peaks going down to the sea. They are going down to the sea. You can't see that from here yet. And we're going to the base of the second of those two very triangular pointy mountains. Okay, I've driven all the way around the fjords and it's 10 miles to do a mile as usual around here because you've got to follow the edges of the fjords. Anyway, we're arriving in Vikten, which is this little community just in front of us at the foot of this big pointy mountain. And I'll find somewhere to park and then we'll see what images we've got available. Well, judging by the way the wind's blowing that grass, there's not going to be a place to use the drone today. He can't handle this sort of wind. It's probably gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Anyway, let's get out, have a look around, scout around, see what sort of images are here. The sky's looking nice again. It's like yesterday, the clouds breaking up. There's little patches of blue out there, but it's looking good. Hello, I hope you can hear me. I've arrived on this little piece of jutting out land here, which is facing across to Rambo, the other side of the fjord. And the clouds are developing beautifully. It really is quite spectacular. It keeps raining, so I might have to hurry it up a bit in case another squall comes through, because it is quite windy. I hope the audio quality is fine as well, because it's quite windy as well. What I've done is set the camera up. I've got the lens pointing down at the moment because there's a bit of spray in there. I don't want it to end up on the front of the lens while I get set up. So bear with me. This is the shot I'm going to take. Hundredth of a second, 50 ISO, -1 compensation, and I'm going to take that image now. And the waves are breaking into this gully, which you'll see in a second, and it looks spectacular and the sky in the distance is foreboding. So I'm just going to pick you up, spin you around, I'll hold on to the tripod, and what I'm trying to get is down here is a natural inlet, well, a little cove into the rocky cove, and the waves are breaking in there, and then in the distance we've got the mountains with the cloud on top. I think that looks pretty damn good actually. So I'm going to take 3 or 4 shots from here. I'm probably going to do quite a long exposure as well to just see what happens when I smooth all the waves out, and you guys can be the judge of which one's better, the one I've just taken which has got the waves being frozen, or the one that's got the waves slowed down. Sorry, another piece of camera in the car. It's absolutely hissing down outside again. I've just wound up at the location that you saw me set up for the last shot of the little gorge with the water coming into it. That looked really quite nice. I'm looking forward to processing that. I think there's a lot of potential there. I've driven about maybe a mile along the same piece of coast, and there's a little lay-by here. I'm just stopped in waiting for the rain to stop. There's some huge chunks of rock here which are monolithic great chunks on the edge of the beach here. If the rain does abate, which I think it will in 10 or 15 minutes, because nothing stays the same around here for very long, I will nip down and have a look, see what there is. Hopefully something interesting. Okay, at the next location, parked the car up as I mentioned when I was sitting in the car. It's drizzling a bit, so I'm having to be a bit careful with the camera, keep the lens pretty well protected, pointing down most of the time. I just swivel it up into place when I want to take a shot, so I minimise the chance of getting rain on it. This place is, I can't believe this place, it's absolutely amazing. The shot I'm trying to get is of this this view across. Okay, I lied. The rain stopped, so I've set the camera up and I've taken another shot, and I'll show you what it looks like. Here we go. Okay, there's the camera setup. Notice I haven't used my L bracket, I'm being a bit lazy. That is the image that I've been working towards, and hopefully it's focus locked. 1 second or 0.6 of a second exposure. Oh, excuse the silly hat, but I've got to put this on, otherwise I'll freeze to death. It's blowing a gale, you probably can't hear me very well given the wind that's coming in over the microphone, so I'll shield that with my hand as best I can. But as you can see over my shoulder, there's some quite stunning scenery going on here. The sea's coming in quite, well, it's actually on the way out, but the waves are phenomenal, and we've got quite a rocky coastline here. And in the far distance over there we've got Ramberg, where we were staying, or at least a place next to it. I'm going to try and set up for a shot looking in that direction, but I don't know how well we'll do given this wind, so we'll have to see how it goes, I'm afraid. Well, hello again. I haven't been washed away by the sea yet, but there's always the possibility that could happen. These waves are a bit big, and every so often a much larger one comes along. I'm actually set up on the beach here by some rocks pointing back towards the mountain in the distance. So I'm just going to spin you around because you need to see what it is I'm looking at. So around we go, and you see that light developing in the distance over there. That's what I'm hoping to frame the coast and the mountains in the distance with. Wish me luck. Hello again. This shot's definitely cheating. I've got the camera set up here in my little log cabin in Ramberg, because just outside of the window, not only is it pouring down with rain and sleet, but there's rather a nice scene across the little bay out here, so I thought, why not? Let's take it and see what it looks like. So I've got the camera set up. I've got it set at about 70 mil, and I'm framing it to the mountains in the distance and the curve in the bay where where the waves are coming in, and there's some rather nice clouds which are just framing the mountain on the other side. So I'm 1 second at f10 ISO 50 here. We'll take the picture and let you guys have a look at it. Okay, that's worked. I'll spin the camera around and let you have a look at what I'm taking the picture of. Okay, I hope you'll agree with me that that isn't too bad a shot actually. Notice I framed it so the car's not visible, couldn't even be bothered to move the car. But I think there's quite a lot of potential in that shot, so I'll work on it and I'll put it up after this, this piece of video.